Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. Glad to have you back, PaceCase. Hope you're feeling better.
I'm back, baby. I've been through the trenches.
Trenches?
I went
times?
to a bachelorette party in Mexico, and first trench, Peacock wasn't working. It knew I was in Mexico and said, F you can't recap Love Island. And then I got sick, and then I also got bed bugs. Third trench. And now everything in my apartment is in plastic bags.
Oh my God. So how do you get rid of bed bugs? Do you have to do some kind of chemical full body cleanse?
You are supposed to basically like blast everything with heat. You're supposed to put a hair dryer to your plastic bags of things that can't be washed. Wash everything. Devastating.
Damn. Sorry to hear that.
But I have recovered and I'm back for a great episode of BIP.
Look, it had some massive problems, but I will say this, in my opinion, the best episode so far this season. I think that's undeniable.
Yeah.
We got a lot of fireworks.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah. A lot of fireworks from big players. The Goldens really showed up and showed out this time. We got to see what they can actually do instead of just making jokes about how they don't understand Gen Z slang.
They were so good. They are saving this season for me.
I don't know if the season can be saved. Look, the good news is, like we're saying, I think this was the best episode of Bachelor in Paradise so far of season 10. The bad news is the ratings for Bachelor in Paradise are Toilet City, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
they're
not
scraping
Toilet City again.
They're scraping around down there with a Joan Vassos Golden Bachelorette season. I think it is a dead on arrival season in terms of ratings. We know Scott Teddy's going to be taking over Bachelor season 30. From everything I'm hearing,
dead on arrival.
Yeah. We're entering a very interesting cycle of Bachelor. Is it a death spiral? I don't know. But from these ratings of Bachelor in Paradise into a Golden Bachelor, which is Mel Owens, they did not recast. We are recording this on Monday. They start shooting with him tomorrow, I believe. And
recast.
Recast mid-season.
I don't
just bring
care.
In Tayshia Adams
just recast. Do what Love Island did. Be like, Mello actually had to go home due to personal reasons. Here's
Mel
your new
Owens
Golden Bachelor.
Has left the villa.
I'm serious. You're idiots if you keep him.
Listen, I tried everything I could try to stop this from happening. It didn't work out. I don't know what to say.
Slashed his tires, etc.
They're making decisions in this franchise that are just the wrong decision at every turn. And now you're seeing Alex Cooper is going to essentially do The Bachelor with Harry Jowsey. And for Bachelor 30, they're going the opposite direction. It's going to be a complete unknown. Tardik is out. They are going to be casting a complete unknown. And they're looking for people specifically who don't want to be influencers, who are, there in quotes for the right reasons. So they're going the exact opposite direction of a Love Island, which is all influencers all the time, all the relationships fake. All we care about is getting 5 million Instagram followers, which works. Obviously, it's the biggest show in the world.
Clues, Alex Cooper wanna marry Harry news made me absolutely enraged. I was like, he literally said, make me the Bachelor.
Yeah.
You and I said, make him the Bachelor. I bet we even pitched that title, by the 100%. Way, for the show.
Well, I don't know if we pitched the title, but yeah.
I think we probably
said this multiple
did.
times.
I don't know. It sounds right.
Yeah.
It's just like she knows what the people want, what the next iteration of this is. And they just it's just such an unforced error to not go in this direction. I get it. They're like, no, we're doubling down on 4TRR.
That's over.
But
that
it's not working.
Yes, that era
is over. No one is going on TV who's just a fucking whatever, some random job and doesn't want to be on TV, doesn't want to be an influencer. Like, it's just not a thing.
I agree. And now we're in this era where basically the Bachelor franchise is just being picked clean for spare parts by other people. You see Rachel Recchia and Clayton Echard are going to be a perfect match. So the NRU is like, oh yeah, we'll gobble up some of their stuff. Alex Cooper has Gabby Windy hosting her Love Overboard show. So she's moved on to greener pastures.
Because she's clearly a Bachelor fan. Like she is a student of the game. She's a student of Love Island, clearly.
Yeah.
Like she has watched all these shows. She's taking the best parts of them, the best characters from them.
Yeah. I think if she's smart, and she is, this Wanna Marry Harry thing is kind of the season 1 of her Bachelor franchise. Then I think you're going to see Maria Georges as her first Bachelorette.
Wanna Marry
Huda.
Maria.
Yeah.
Wanna Marry Huda.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Wanna Marry Huda.
Yeah.
I would die.
And that show will be gigantic, as opposed to what Bachelor's trying to do, which is everyone unknown. This is only about love. We don't care if you even have an Instagram account. And it's like, well, then what am I watching? When I can watch Harry Jowsey going head to head against, the people they cast on that season. Holy shit. You don't think there's going to be some hardcore players who are only there to get famous? And I want to watch that.
Oh my God. It's going to be like, he will be their hero player going in. Like they will have applied with multiple different personalities as he did to get on the show. Like I cannot wait. I'm so excited that we are getting these shows.
Me too.
Finally.
Yeah.
But I'm just devastated. I'm like, and I see this comment constantly, no casting influencers on Love Island. I'm like, what show have you been watching? Even if you've watched 15 seasons, all of those people are influencers. What are you talking about?
My question to anybody who says stop casting influencers is, do you follow any of these people on Instagram? Stop doing that. If you don't want influencers in these shows you're watching, stop looking at their Instagram accounts.
Are you looking at their interviews they do afterwards?
Exactly.
Like, and also I'm like, if that's your thing, if you're leaning into 4TRR, these are people that just want to find love, no TV for me. Give us a better success rate. Have some of these people get married and have kids.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening.
It's a very low statistical likelihood of that. And it always has been. That's another thing where people are like, no influencer. No. This has been in the show since season 1 of The Bachelor. The idea that fame is a part of why you do this. It's been there from the beginning. People think it's a recent thing with Instagram and this and that. Been there from literally the first season.
No, remember what was her name? Kathy or something, who got like a centerfold of like the villain on Bachelor, and she was like in leather on a motorcycle. Yeah,
I do remember that. God, who was that?
It was like season 3 or something. It was so early on. It's always been on TV. It's always a piece of media. These people are always going to be media characters.
Just imagine
you can't put the cat back in the box.
Schrodinger's cat. You have
Pandora doesn't go back in the box.
Pandora's cat. You have to take like the love component out of it. Okay. I know that is a component of these shows, but just remove it for a minute and think to yourself, any human being who applies to go on a TV show for any reason, what are those reasons? Fame is always a part of it. Getting seen in a public way is always a part of it.
Is like
Of course, but it's beyond adventure because you see cameras pointed at you when you're in these situations, and you're very aware of the fact that millions of people potentially, not in Bachelor's case anymore, but millions of people for other shows are going to be watching you. Anyways, all of that is to say,
I know.
Tonight's episode,
screaming at the choir, which is you. But
if I'm your choir, you're fucked. Let's be very honest about that. Okay, let's get into this pace case. This is episode 4, 2 hours long. We began portion 1. The Goldens have been added to the opening intro. I liked that. I do like these opening intros.
I do like them too.
Kind of
I like them a lot. Thing. And I noticed in this one there is a gardener, and this gardener or person fixing up the whatever was my Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week. And there was a squirrel.
I don't know if that's a squirrel or a monkey.
What?
Yeah.
A squirrel or a monkey? Are you kidding me?
It has monkey-ish features. And it's like, does Costa Rica have squirrels?
For a squirrel? Squirrels are everywhere. They're abundant.
That's not true. They don't have them in France.
Is that true? Are you sure?
100%. Costa Rica squirrel. I'm Googling.
They definitely
a variegated
have
squirrel. I think you're right. I think it's a variegated squirrel.
What is variegated?
I don't know.
What's the coloring? Orange? That's what I saw.
Yeah, it's a variegated squirrel.
I knew it.
Well,
wasn't
that's going to be getting my creature every week. It wasn't mine either.
Anyway.
April. Then we cut to April. We see day 8 of Paradise on the screen. I like how they're counting down the days, letting us know how much time's actually passing. April tells Jonathan that she owns a cat, and the sound of a purr is calming to your vagus nerve. She lays her head on his chest and purrs. Brian gets an ITM telling us that Jonathan likes older women. April tells Jonathan that her middle name is Gata, which means cat, then jokes that either her family had a cat house or a lot of cats. She tells Jonathan she's never going to hurt him unless she has to. Jack ITMs that he likes cats. He's kinky like that. Jonathan tells April she's hilarious. April makes some cat moves on Jonathan, more purring, backing her tail up against him. And April, in cat form, was my creature of the week.
I literally wrote possible play of the game. Her cat antics. I was screaming.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And just right out of the gate, this episode, you're like, this is going to be the golden show.
Yeah.
And rightly so. They're doing plays that are 10 times better than anything the young players are bringing.
100%. We see then Leslie Fema leads water aerobics with Hannah Brown, who has basically been disappeared from the document. What is going on?
You want to talk about disappearances in this episode?
I think so. Who?
Hannah Brown. Wells Adams, I'm sorry to say. He only got one ITM. Jill Chin, gone. All of the couples, Spencer and Jess, gone. Jeremy and Bailey, gone. Sean McLaughlin, gone.
We saw them pass gum back and forth like 1,000 times. It was disgusting.
They made out a little bit.
No,
but
they were just passing gum.
Oh, no substantive conversations. Sean McLaughlin got like one ITM. And in my opinion, Jill Chin needs to be basically in every 15 seconds of this show.
I
don't know. They disappeared so many players. This is one of the bad things about it. Again, I still think it's the best episode of the season, but there were so many just like, what are we doing here? What the fuck is going on? Where are your funny players?
I don't know. Jill is electric, and I want to see her and Sean do some weird antics together.
I agree.
I did like the water aerobics thing. I did this with a bunch of old people when I went to Mallorca when I got engaged.
Oh, congrats.
And it was really fun and kind of hard.
Yeah, it reminded me very much of a Love Island play where you'll have one person kind of come out and be like, okay, everybody, let's do our morning meditations or our stretching or whatever. It's basically taking the show into your own hands, producing a segment unto yourself where you are the leader. Brilliantly done here by FEMA. A fantastic play.
We see Natasha and RJ get a little conversation about they're okay with no seasons, which I relate to, except for sports. And they kiss, and then we get this odd intro to Gary, which is there's a xylophone style instrument being played. There's dancers' skirts flying across camera. Yeah. And we get our first new player of the episode, Gary, who shines from moment one.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's the first Golden to get his own entrance. All the other Golden show up at the same time, right?
Yes.
So
he's the first new Golden, and he gets the first date card, which we'll get to. But
yeah, we see the footage from him ripping off his shirt at the Golden Bachelorette striptease group date challenge. He says he's looking for a wife. FEMA ITMs that she thinks they're going to have a good time together because of the dancing, of course. Gary shows up and goes, "Welcome to Gary Dice." So he's already got his own little catchphrase branding for his time here.
You're joining my show. I'm not new. You all are new to me.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, the main character's here. He ITMs about all the other guys are chiseled, being intimidated. He wonders if they're eating. He likes to eat. Hugs all around. Swartz ITMs that he's handsome with a great head of hair and a smile. He's a catch. Gary ITMs that they are Goldens, and they're going to show the younger players how to enjoy life. Everyone does some shots. Swartz reveals it's her birthday, and she's never done a shot. And so CK then ITMs that Kathy is hot. and cool and outgoing. He wants to make a move. He's going to get dirty. And then we see CK's laying there. He's got a body shot in his stomach. Kathy Schwartz climbs on top of this man and does this body shot, then makes out with him in front of everybody. And this was my play of the game. I just loved it.
It was almost my play.
I
loved it too.
It was amazing. She didn't give a fuck. Kathy Schwartz, ladies and gentlemen, is a goddamn superstar. We are honored to be in her presence this season. And it may be the last time we ever see another Paradise, who knows? But she's going out with a bang. God damn, she's funny.
Incredible.
Yeah.
She's electric. I mean, oh God, I love it. We see, then she sits on Gary's lap. She doesn't give any fucks. No, I love it.
She's playing hard. And just, I think, more than many of these players, no matter their age, understands when a camera is on you, fucking, you're a show. You are going to entertain. She never stops. One-liners out the ass. So smart. So funny. God damn it. I love her. It's great to see her play. I can't believe she's
never done a shot. And I loved her play in the last episode of Her Secret, which won her the one-on-one date of hooked up with someone while her husband or boyfriend was in the other room. Let's go. And this woman's never done a shot? Okay.
Hey, by the way, can we just discuss somebody's secret was that they found $500,000 and kept it?
It was?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think was that?
No idea. They never probed it. I'm like, that needs to be explained now. How do you find $500,000? Like,
April has the confidence of a very rich woman.
I understand, but like, that's like Fargo type shit. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? A gangster hid $500,000 in a suitcase in a closet? Like,
what would you do if you found it?
Found $500,000 cash?
Yeah. Would you
buy
be scared?
A lot of Magic the Gathering cards?
You would keep it.
Scared of what?
I don't know. Like the gangsters will come for you.
Bring it.
Buy a lot of Magic the Gathering cards. Pretty much the same stuff I'm doing now. Yeah.
Yeah. No change in lifestyle, whatever.
No change.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, that would pay for one day of my Magic the Gathering addiction.
Keith loads love level 1 for Kathy. We see one-on-one time between Leslie and Gary. And I just love Gary. He has a presence when he is interviewing all of these players.
This is after, by the way, DLP comes in and gives him the date card.
Oh.
And then we see their one-on-one time. And yeah, she's like, family's number one to me. I have 3 grandkids. They bond over how good that is. He finds Fema to be beautiful. He tells her when he turns 66, he's like, you know what I said to myself? You're not 65 anymore.
So
That's
funny.
a great line.
So
I mean, I'm telling myself that literally every day. You're not 29 anymore. I recently turned 30, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm now in my 30s.
How old do you feel inside?
15.
15.
I would say this.
I really feel like I'm 30.
I'm in my final year of my 40s. I'm experiencing that now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
How's that?
Mentally, I feel sharper than I've ever been. Creatively, I feel at the height of my powers. I'm doing shit better than I've ever been able to do it. Physically, the body is starting to break down. You get sore way easier. I don't have an ACL in my right knee, and I don't plan on ever having that surgery again. So I'm just going to live with that forever. Little nagging. This finger hurts. This wrist hurts, here and there. And you're just like, why? It's not an injury. Shit just hurts now. Those kind of things suck. And I assume they only get worse. There are things you can do to mitigate these things, diet, exercise, etc., which I do all of. But, my dad's about to have his 2nd hip replacement. And I'm just like, that's coming. When I'm 70, I'm just going to have 2 fucking hip replacements like my dad, I'm sure.
Shouldn't you just get them now?
No, I don't believe so.
Do the hips, do the ACL all in one go. Get bionic early.
Well, I'm hoping by the time I'm 70, I can just upload. We see Gary here says lots of people need you, but I need you too. Then he kisses her hand. We then see one-on-one time with Natasha and Gary. She explains that dancing is her superpower. She's a graduate of a high school of performing arts. She dances her whole life. And when people say they can't dance, she shows them how they can. They bond over their love of dance. She ITMs that she likes him and wants to get to know him more. She says, when he talks to you, he looks you dead in your eyes, like he's looking into your soul. This is open gaze play speech. Mm-hmm. Then We get an unwarranted fool edit here with him talking about steaming up his glasses from the heat of Costa Rica. It's like they go, they like come into his eyes and he's like, I'm steaming up my glasses. This to me is like a very good example of something that I think Teddy is trying out, and I give him props for the attempt, but it fails every time. Yeah. The breaking of the fourth wall to these weird little sketch comedy things. There's another one that comes up here later as well. They ruin the tone of the show, in my opinion. And they shouldn't be there. It's like,
it's also ruining the mystery of who Gary's going to pick. It's like, she's like, is he into me? And then you see, oh no, he's not even thinking about you. He's thinking about glasses.
He had to clean his glasses. She says she learned how to date in the first iteration of Golden. He says Barry White taught him how to date. That was pretty funny. He ITMs that she's the gasoline that gets the car moving. We then see Jeremy and Bailey one-on-one time. This was the gum swapping.
They do it multiple times. It's disgusting.
You never traded gum with nobody?
I don't want to see that. Doing these things and watching other people do these things is an entirely different experience.
How do you express love?
Every piece of gum I've ever chewed has come from another mouth.
That's what I thought. You know, one time when I was in junior high, I witnessed one of the most grotesque things I've ever seen in my life.
God, okay.
We had a kid who was like, wild, always causing trouble, whatever, right? We're on a bus on a field trip. One guy has a bag of Skittles. He dumps the whole Skittles bag in his mouth and he's chewing it up, a big wad of Skittles. The other dude, and he's like showing it to people, like trying to gross people out. The other guy, the wild man, reaches into his mouth, plucks the Skittles ball and pops it in his own.
Oh, I thought this was going to be much more disgusting.
Oh.
That seems like the same thing that Bailey and Jeremy are doing.
Right. That's gross to me at the time. We see them, Dale and Kat get their one-on-one time. Man. He drank hydrochloric acid in our science class once. Dale and Kat have some one-on-one time, and they talk about the weather and their bond. He ITMs being grateful for their developing bond. They kiss. Birds in the trees are fighting, and Dale says they're not in a toxic relationship. And then he tells the birds to shut up. And this is the first hint we're getting of Dale might not be playing correctly in this game.
I mean, this is one of my many errors of the episode.
Yeah.
And these birds that Dale Moss yells at starting his villain edit in this episode were my creature of the week.
Yeah, he fucked up this game, right? No two ways about it.
So hard to watch. It's so hard to watch. I was so excited to see him play.
Me too. He's been nothing but a disappointment.
It's in the editing, obviously.
But he's given them the things to edit. Like, I agree with you. They could have cut him any way they want. Shut up.
Don't even say those words.
There's so many words not to say that he says. We'll get to it.
Look, he might have only said that twice, but they put it in 1,000 times.
And there's a part where she's like, I don't even know how many times he said it. You hear a whisper go, 37.
I thought that was in my head.
No, that was in the edit. Gary and Fema get some one-on-one time. He invites her on the date. She accepts. Natasha ITMs that she thought they made a connection. She's a little disappointed, a little hurt. Kat and Dale one-on-one time, and here we go. She asks him if he would go on a date with anybody else. He's like, no, not really. Kat asks him if he kissed Allie Joe outside the kissing booth. He flounders. This could be the edit, but it seems like he's like, and he's like, yes, one time. Kat ITM, she's confused about why he didn't tell her. He says he deaded it. First time we hear that phrase, deaded. She ITMs, not knowing what that means. She explains she would have to watch it back eventually without knowing. That would be bad. And he's like, I deaded it. And I say that's what ABC is doing to the Bachelor franchise. They're deading it.
Yeah.
He maintains.
Recast Mel out. No, we're deading it.
Yeah, we deaded it. We deaded the franchise a long time ago. We're just waiting for it to die its final breath. He maintains he's been transparent, but he's not. She ITMs that a pink flag has now turned to a red flag. Dale, not apologizing here, and screaming at the local fauna to shut up was my... Error of the game. And I mean, it kind of like, it goes on, it gets worse as it goes.
It does.
But, oh my fucking God. Like, it's very simple in any iteration of our beloved game, really any iteration of any of these beloved games. If you are in a position where somebody is saying what you have done has hurt me emotionally, made me question our relationship, any kind of a negative reaction to something you've done, You simply apologize. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't
maybe
mean
even
for
start
that to
crying.
be the case. Yes. And then you blame it on the fucking process. This place is crazy. I'm not acting myself. Like, it's such
These
an
birds
easy
are getting
out.
in my head. Like, you got so much to work with.
Blame it on the birds. Yeah. You know, blame it on the rain.
Oh, I thought you were saying blame it on the alcohol.
Blame it on the birds. I don't understand this. And it's the first real glimpse we're getting of Dale having to play at this point. Up to this point, I guess
he's not the Bachelor, is my conclusion. Jesus fucking Christ.
Nobody from the franchises. It's going to be somebody completely new. But what we are witnessing here is a man who basically, on looks alone, was able to come in and be the best player of Bachelorette season 16 without really doing anything except walk out of a fucking limo. And now he's the most sought after player, at least in the young player pool of this season of BIP. But here we get to see him really put to the test. You've got to play now. You did make out with Allie Joe outside of the thing, and he was truthful, but you could tell he was thinking, do I tell her or not? And then she rightly says, dude, it's a fucking reality show. I'm going to have to watch that back, you dipshit. Like, you have to be honest about these things.
And he doesn't directly answer the question.
Correct.
He's like, but I did it. Why would I tell you I did it?
Yeah.
He's also not working with, like, it's not like he notched down. He's working with Kat Izzo as your team. You have to be on your game to work with Kat Izzo. Like,
exactly.
She is eating him up, eating him alive in this episode.
And he does this thing that is all throughout all of their conversations, but he starts it here. It's a defensive posturing that's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I did it. That's all that needs to be said. But it's like, that's not what this game is. The game is about your how you're perceived by the fourth audience, which of course the producers and their edit contribute to that, how the other players see you, everything contributes to it. But in a moment like this, whether you believe yourself to be justified in whatever you've done or not, if somebody's coming at you, this can be romantic, this could be another player saying you stepped on my toes, any kind of negative attack brought to you is immediately dissolved in a sincere apology, blaming everything on the process. There's no way around that. There's no attack that can keep going if you do that. And he just doesn't understand. This is a basic apology play that he should have thrown out here, and he just fucking fumbles the shit out of it. It reminded me of there's a guy called Pirate Software that I watched on YouTube for a long time. He's an ex-Blizzard employee of a huge video game company, and he's a big streamer. And he has millions of followers that kind of like came very quickly. And he talks about video games. He was in a raid where he basically was like partially responsible for killing everybody in his team by making this bad pull, but he fucking refused to apologize or even acknowledge that he was like a part of the bad play. He's done. Cratered. Millions of followers gone because this very simple thing. It was because he was like had this kind of narcissistic, like, I won't take any blame for anything. And Moss is doing
based on actions in a video game.
Correct. Well, they were playing on a hardcore server. So if you die, your character's wiped forever. And so this, you know, each one of these characters represents hundreds of hours of gameplay and people putting their time in.
Okay.
And they made a bad pull in this dungeon. It wiped the raid. But he ran out. He like escaped. He kind of left his teammates to die and then wouldn't take any responsibility, got kicked out of the guild. It was a whole mess. If you follow anything online, you can look this up, but it just reminded me of that.
What Dan Boss is doing here.
Exactly.
It's also like you should overly apologize, especially to your romantic partner in the game, especially to a female partner in the game. Like saying move past it.
Yeah. And it's like, I did it.
Error upon error.
The implication that's like, I made the correct decision. I did it. So it doesn't fucking matter. But it's like, she's saying it does to her, dude. You must at least acknowledge that. This was like, it was played so bad. I was like,
how did he date Claire Crawley for so long?
Well, they didn't date on TV.
After watching this.
They didn't date on TV.
Yeah.
And there was probably a part of him that was like, I think specifically in that situation, you're like, shit, is this real? I have to give it a try. I have to like really actually attempt to make this work. I think there was a piece of him that was like that. There certainly was for her. There's a lot more writing on it for her than there was for him at that time. She had, in quotes, blown up The Bachelor. And so it better have been worth it, you know? I don't know. I just was like shocked at how bad his play was for this entire episode.
Yeah.
We move on to portion number 3. Kat tells Jonathan that con artists are real. In reaction to Dale's bad play, Jonathan sees his opening. He says, you deserve to feel pursued. She says she needs someone to prove to her that someone has to mean what they say so she can feel safe. Jonathan ITMs that she's stunning and intelligent. He sees a possible rose on screen. 4 hours to rose ceremony. I like this. The text, the 3D text on screen. I think they do that well.
Especially with addition. Like how Dale is going to bring that into their story of like, how could you do this right before Rose? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it. It's very dramatic. We see this first ever golden BIP one-on-one date between 2 superstars, Leslie and Gary. Gary feels like a teenager. They go dancing. It starts raining. They dance anyway. There's like a lot of slow-mo. I love how much slow-mo there is in the show now. It just like makes it look sexier, more fun, cooler. They pass a rose back and forth, gum style. A little less gross.
But they do this thing. It's like this weird mind screen. So the way they present it is like, is this really happening or not? Because they zoom into Gary's eye and then it's like in his mind, he's like, it's so wonderful that we're dancing in the rain. And then it like goes into his eye. And then we're like in his mind screen that they're dancing around in slow-mo with the roses in the mouth. Gary at one point dips her and like winks into the fucking camera. Yeah. It's like, are you telling me that this is real?
Breaking the fourth wall?
Is it his dream sequence? Is this his fantasy? Like I half expected them to pull out of that and they would be fighting or something, you know? It just like, they're not using the shit properly because it deviates from like, what is the narrative here? Are they really dancing and enjoying themselves? Or is this his fantasy of what it could be? They're not presenting it properly in terms of visual storytelling, in my humble opinion. But
I mean, visual storytelling, the second part of this, they're sitting across from like a table. I'm assuming they had to redo something because of the rain, but this was a very not romantic seating arrangement.
They were at like a card table drinking out of styrofoam cups.
Yeah.
But these Costa Rican dancers who were on the dance floor with Gary and Fema in the historic first ever golden date in paradise were my Jorge Moreno bystander of the week. I don't know if they know how important their role was in this moment in terms of the Bachelor franchise, but I thank them for their service. They were all fantastic.
Fema, the strong player she is, recognizes the historical significance of this and talks about it. Gary asks if she likes taking the lead, and she says it's because she's had to. She hasn't had that shoulder to cry on. Gary loads love level 1 for Fema, and guess what? They can't stop dancing to go back and dance some more.
I just kept fucking dancing all night long. Portion 4 begins. It is the cocktail party. DLP shows up, and I'm like, portion 4? We're already at the cocktail party? What the fuck is this episode?
Confusing.
This is one of my main problems with this episode. As good as I thought it was, the structure of it is a fucking disaster. We'll get to it.
You have a perfect cliffhanger to end on.
For sure.
At the rose ceremony.
Yes. And this is a part of the 2-hour episode. Part of the problem of it. ABC's like, we need 84 minutes of program. Well, fuck. We ain't got it. What do we do? And I guess we throw on half of an episode at the end of this episode.
Body shot competition.
Yes, God, please let Kathy Swartz be the one who gets to lead the body shot competition.
April is dressed in full Cupid taut, including a prop bow and arrow.
Where the fuck did that come from? Show me that footage. How was that decided upon?
There is no. It's not a themed party at all. I love that she is doing this. She is a superstar.
I agree.
DLP tells us 3 guys are going home. We see Andrew and Alex. Okay, I am shipping this as for a 4TRR couple. Don't say anything.
They are not even close to that, but I love them as well. I do think they work very well as a team.
Alex says, you brought the light back in me. You fit in me. She's like got her like adorkable banter. She says, I told them I can't wait to go to bed and wake up to hang out with you. And he says, that's sweet. They kiss. We see Kim, Captain Kim, then hitting on Leslie Fema. Oh boy.
Can we talk about this one thing first? Right when Andrew and Alex walk away, they're talking about how hot it is in Costa Rica. And she says, my blank is sweaty. Beep, they beep it.
I thought this was ass.
I think so too.
But it could be pussy.
You think she said that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
She then says she's commando. So I'm like, okay. I guess it could be for ass too.
Could be anything. Shit. All right. Then we get this thing that you're talking about with Kim and Fema. Oof. Oof. Kim. Captain Kim. Ooh, 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 ooh. He's a hard watch.
This man spent too long on a boat. He's never spoken to a woman before.
Yeah, that's right. It's something like that for sure. Kim has told Fema, you clean up very well. And she's like, oh, thanks. You're very natural. Yep, I am.
She's averting his gaze. She won't even look at him while he's talking to her.
You can see she has put up a fucking force field around herself. He can't see it, but we all fucking can.
Yes.
She ITM, she has no romantic feelings with Kim. She plans to give her rose to Gary. Keith identifies that all the guys are talking to Fema. She's lucky. We see Jeremy and Bailey and Spencer and Jess all disappeared, except for these moments of them kissing.
Bailey gives back the gum.
Oh, nice. Keith ITMs that April is his only shot for a rose, but the captain has a chance there. It's musical chairs. We then see this one-on-one time with April and Captain Kim. He's looking for a companion to do things with. She is too. She needs somebody to ground her and keep her in line, which is one of his strengths. She's like, you hit a lot of my boxes. And he's like, I'm flattered to be hitting those boxes. She leans her head on his shoulder, breaking the touch barrier. Kim then ITMs that he's confident he's going to get Fema's rose, and he doesn't see it with April. He tells her that he doesn't see them as a couple. He isn't sensing that will happen. He's not expecting lightning to strike twice. She's like, I am. What's the point of being on fucking Golden Bachelor if you're not? This was almost my era of the game if Dale Moss hadn't dropped the ball so hardcore. This was fucking insane.
Captain Kim saying lightning doesn't strike twice, and my feelings for you aren't super strong to April, especially when the gals have the roses, was my
Jesus Christ.
Error of the game. He ends up getting saved just due to random chance, basically.
No. Random chance. That was producers.
I don't know. But
there was so many producer roses.
There's no reason to do this. There's absolutely no reason.
No.
Even if your goal is Fema.
Utter stupidity. This is somebody who doesn't understand the game, doesn't understand you want as many possible players to be wanting to give you the rose as you can have.
Because you never know what will happen in the rose math. Like you could get a friendship rose even.
Or a producer rose.
I do like that she has a full chest of glitter.
Me too.
Love this.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane to me that you would ever do this in a million years. He doesn't understand what this TV show is.
No.
It's absurd.
And she says, I've got the entire place rooting for you. I'm like, this is the cast. This is the producers. All.
Yeah.
He won't take it back. We then see her chat with Jack, and she level ones him and says, you're far ahead of anyone else I've talked to tonight. You saved me. Yeah. Very specific language. They get a kiss.
A kiss? This is some fucking gum swapping. This is a full-on goddamn make-out. They're just going at it.
Love this.
And then Sean McLaughlin gets his first screen time in the episode at 38 minutes into the program in an ITM saying, I love that. They're going for it.
I love that.
I'm like, remember when he was on the fucking show? This dude's an interesting player. Let me see him.
Yeah.
Let me see him play.
I don't know what's going on. We see then another gum exchange between Jeremy and Bailey. We see Natasha and RJ, and he says, if I leave, I enjoyed our time. Never say this. We then see her with Gary, and she tells him she enjoyed their conversation. ITMZ has high level of emotional intelligence. And we see Jonathan has befriended all the Goldens, is like, I'm only staying by the grace of God.
Smart.
The Bachelor gods.
We see Hannah here serves him some champagne. It's the first time we see the Beast. Jack pops some of the champagne.
No, we saw her in the swimming exercise.
Oh, right. She was there teaching Fema how to use the megaphone.
But the other episodes, by the way, she was completely disappeared, completely underutilized, and we just get thousands of colorful narration ITMs from Wells. Error.
They're underutilizing both of them, honestly. But I kind of like don't miss it. I gotta say, I don't know if you need either of them.
I want to see Hannah interviewing the people, talking about her engagement.
Yeah. When I was a bachelorette, I want to see her just doing Nick Viall lines, but like 100 times better.
Shit talk Jed. Shit talk Tyler Cameron.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah. Just start a fucking beef with somebody.
Yeah.
I want to see her doing overtly political commentary.
Yeah. How about that?
Why not that? Jack pops the champagne. We see one time with April and Jonathan. He explains that he's been friend zoned and his other option is mad at him and he doesn't want to go home. April says if she was a younger player, she'd be jumping his bones spiritually, physically, and mentally. And she says, if I could give you my rose, I would. Well, the producers are going to make sure you do. Jonathan ITMs that she adds a special energy to Paradise. We see Kathy Swartz then gets Jonathan to show his 6-pack. She's like poking at his belly. And then we see Kat and Dale. They're back to this fucking disaster. It's
so hard to watch.
It really is. You're just like, okay, this is where he's going to apologize. Fuck no. She brings up the kiss again. She says, I'm hesitant now. He says, if I was in your position, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I deaded it. Oh! The compounded error here. If I was in your position, you're not. We wouldn't be having this conversation. We are, though. We're not the same
person.
Yeah. It's like this. And we'll get to it. He starts to bring up in this. She's like, she wants her feelings to be heard and understood. She thought they were going to talk about things when they happen. He says, I thought it would come up in time. He maintains that he was transparent. She's like, no, you weren't. He keeps saying, I deaded it 1,000,000 times. And he says, it will not happen again. It gets contentious kind of. And he says, what are you talking about? She says, don't do that. Don't make me feel crazy and stupid. He tries to talk and she's like, I'm not done. And he tries to explain that he thought they were past it. He says, we can change the channel. And she's like, no, I'm turning the TV back on. And he asks her what else he could have done. She doesn't want to be bamboozled. He says, this reminds me of my ex.
Oh, DM. No,
like, what the fuck, dude? That has nothing. You're already wading through a swimming pool full of your own shit. And now you're just fucking dunking yourself. She ITMs that if she hears deaded one more time, she's jumping in the pool. He says it again. And Kat delivers this closed eye look of exasperation where she's just like, ugh. Yeah, supposedly. We don't know.
But giving them the footage of sound like my ex, nightmare words to give to the producers.
Literally never, ever should you ever say this in any capacity, even in a golden capacity where it may be a good thing. That's like, I see qualities in you that were like my husband who died 20 years ago.
Who died.
Even that, I think you should not do. You always want that other person to be a new individual in a relationship that is unlike anything you have ever had, because it has to be the best relationship you've ever been in. That's the whole narrative plot of this.
I hope Claire Crawley sounds off in response to this, even if it's not about her.
Yeah, I got your back, girl. Kat, you don't know what a piece of shit he is. It was unbelievable.
He is a con artist.
God. Well, clearly, this whole thing of just like, this would have been fucking over if it was, I deaded it. No. Like just the inability to see, like, all you have to do is show her concern. Show her that you hear what she's saying. You are sorry you contributed to making her feel bad. And moving forward, you'll be more mindful of being fully transparent about everything, even
better
the things
in the future.
Yeah, that maybe don't mean much to you, but now you know it means something to her, so you'll be more aware. That's all you gotta do here. And the motherfucker just keeps saying, fuck you, I deaded it. I deaded it. Fuck you, I deaded it. Will you apologize to me? I deaded it. Huh? Anytime I need to apologize to anybody from now on, I'm gonna do that. Honey, I deaded it. What?
Deaded it.
You're not sorry? Deaded it. Dead ass deaded it on God, no God, Rizzlers.
Oh my God. Kat rolls her eyes as she is complaining about Dale to someone else. Almost my face play. Dale complains about her to Gary and cuts him off.
Yeah.
America's sweetheart. Gary?
Dale's cutting off everybody. And this is where we see Kat in her girl chat talks about how many times Dale said deaded it, and we hear 37 played over the show. So this is partially a full edit, but it's also partially this thing again that breaks you out of what you're watching. And it's like, well, where did that come from? So that's a producer that's just like, yeah, let's whisper 37 in there. They're making it's a full edit for Dale Moss.
But it's giving also days since pooped counter.
Yes, 100%. Didn't like it. I still don't think like Scott Teddy and this crew, they don't quite get what this show is. Again, I laud them for
the show.
All the changes they're trying to make. This one doesn't work for me. This whole tone is wrong. I hope that we don't see something like this in the actual main game in season 30. But I will say, season 30 is shaping up to be very interesting. I'll simply say that. Scott Teddy, it's going to be a pleasure to play against you. Portion 6 begins.
Who's is going in the game?
I mean, shit. We'll see. Portion 6, 1 hour till rose ceremony. We see on screen, they're counting us down, building up the suspense. One-on-one time, Kat and Jonathan. Kat ITMs that she was going to give a rose to Dale Moss, but now she's confused. Dale watches her talk to Jonathan, and he's telling the other guys how he's frustrated and triggered, and he ITMs that she should move on and give me a rose. That line, though, is played off face. I have no idea if he actually said it. I would guess not. I would guess if they had him saying it, they would show us that.
Yeah.
Instead, they're just showing him leaning against a bar. Yeah.
To be fair, are set off face most of the time.
But she did complain about them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he said it enough to annoy the shit out of her for sure. They might have added one or two in there, but like he definitely, because we saw him saying it to the guys and shit too. That was, we see him saying it. I think that's just his favorite phrase. And I don't know where he heard it. I've never heard that phrase either. I understand what it means, but I've never heard that phrase.
I think it's like a Gen Z thing.
Deaded? He ain't Gen Z. How the fuck old is Dale Moss? He's like my age.
I don't know. Who's he dating? I don't know.
Hang on a minute.
How old was that house fixer lady?
Who?
He was dating that lady.
Dale Moss is 6 years older than me. He's 36 years old.
Oh my God.
You believe that shit?
He shouldn't be saying deaded at 36. I'll tell you that as a fellow 1989er.
We see some one-on-one time here.
That one.
With Jonathan and Kat. She makes fun of deaded, says she just wants to be baby girled. She doesn't want to teach guys to be adults. She says, I hope you don't think I'm a bitch anymore. And he's like, I never thought that. And she's like, I know, I just made it up. And you see that glimmer that you're like, oh yeah, she can play some like wild fucking play styles.
Am I the con artist? I love watching Kat play. I feel like I didn't give her enough credit her first VIP season.
She can put guys like on shaky ground that fast whenever she wants. This whole thing with Dale, like he's misplayed it 100%, but she started it. She was like, she's like, we're going to still be in the show. Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't get it. Like, this is the thing. When you're in, and you said it kind of up front, when you're in a duo, a partnership on a team with somebody who's a high level player who's been through the system a couple of times. Kat Izzo's already done a Paradise tour. They know what they're fucking doing. She understands that, like, I can't just be in a couple that has no problems. We won't get any screen time. And it's evident. Yeah. Like, look what's happening to the other ones. Jess and Spencer might as well not even fucking be there. So you have to constantly have obstacles. He tries to give you
gum. You throw it in his face.
Yeah, exactly. That's so fucking gross. My family died from a gum.
Yeah.
You have to like be constantly building your own narratives. And so she's trying to do that with this kiss. And she gave him the opportunity multiple times, even through the fucking rose ceremony, to eventually apologize. And he's just not understanding. Like, we're playing on a team here. I'm trying to build a little story for us, you dipshit. Now you're making the story that you're an idiot, an asshole who refuses to apologize for the simplest thing.
we see Dale not only apologize, but start to bring up, oh, it's a difference in our upbringings about timing and beliefs. We should have talked about it tomorrow. I'm just like, it's just like digging the grave deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
just like, what else can I?
The implication of like, well, it's a difference in upbringings is like, I was brought up right. You were brought up wrong. That's the implication. Yeah, that somehow her parents are pieces of shit because they don't understand what deaded is. They never explain to their baby girl what deaded means in a conversation. And if a guy says deaded, you shut the fuck up. Yeah. We get this moment where Dale, Brian, and Jeremy are guy chatting, and Kat is girl chatting with some of the women players. April's in the room with her?
Well, April and Kat are roommates, and Kat is crying to April.
But everybody else was in there too, I think. Bailey was in there. She's sitting on her bed in the room, and Dale
there
is in her
one
room.
with other girls too.
And they do this thing where they're wiping the frame back and forth to like the guys, then whoosh, the girls, then whoosh. Doesn't work. Again, it just like takes you out of it. You're like, whoa, I'm watching some like dumb TV show. I want to just like, part of what makes Bachelor in Paradise or any reality show pretty good for that matter is the voyeuristic nature of it. And anytime you do any of these like weird graphics editing tricks, it fucking jars you. You can do it to open a scene, like when you have the big 3D letters on the beach, 4 days of paradise. That works because you're setting the tone. It's almost like a slug line in a script. Interior, exterior, VIP beach, day, fine. But in the middle of a scene like this, you're like into it. You're like, oh shit, they're fighting. Who's she gonna give the rose to? Whoosh, whoosh. Whoa, what the fuck's happening? I'm in a hurricane. It's too much in my opinion.
I think you're exactly right. It takes you out of the voyeuristic thing. Same with the like, he said it 27 times, whisper.
Yeah, it's like, who the fuck is this? Who's talking? What the fuck's going on here? Portion number 7
it makes it feel faker.
And by the way, it's a bad joke. It's not Ian Sterling level, but it's like, you've already shown us that he said it 37 times.
Yeah.
Don't also say it. It kills the whatever you're building in the edit. Anyway, portion 7. Rose ceremony. We see the Goldens here are in the lineup for the first time, and they're kind of thrown in. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's not like all the Youngs go, then all the Goldens go. No. They build it up based on drama or curiosity about who some of these final players are going to pick. We see Parisa gives to Brian, Bailey to Jeremy, Alex to Andrew, Natasha to Gary. First Golden Paradise Rose. History is made. FEMA item, she was going to give hers to Gary, so she has to give it to Kim. This is a producer choice, very clearly. We then see Kathy Swartz. She's like, maybe I'll give my rose to Natasha. She gives it to Keith instead. That seems to be a producer choice as well. Jess to Spencer. Jill disappeared this episode, gives it to another disappeared player, Sean. And then Kat is the cliffhanger. Who's she going to give it to? Gives it to Dale. Brutal, but we're okay. Because the producers then make April give her rose to Jonathan. She says she wants him to have another opportunity.
April giving her rose to Jonathan. Breaking the age gap barrier was my play of the game. I loved this. I'm sure it was goaded on by the producers, but she sets it up with her little like meet me in room 25A or whatever, and she's did her little cat play on him at the beginning. So you're like, it feels earned, even if they're not going to be a couple together. And it's like, that is the inherent question when you put Goldens and regulars together is like, will there be crossover? And she's just, it's not hooking up, but it is towing that line. And I just thought it was great. I thought it was like, this is what people are going to be talking about.
Interesting. I viewed it as basically a Nicolandria part 2, completely fake, manufactured by producers 100%. And we got a lot of that in this rose ceremony. FEMA's rose, people are just giving roses because the producers are like, well, keep that guy around. For me, this is kind of like where a lot of it fell apart, honestly. Because you're like, well, what am I watching? They're friends, I guess, and she's just giving a rose. But does that mean she didn't want to have any romantic connection with any of these other guys? And then why is she still there if that's the case? And they have to bring in somebody in a later phase. It's just like the whole premise of what Paradise is, in my opinion, was removed in this rose ceremony. It was like almost all of these, any questionable rose was a producer rose.
I mean, I think there is something to the rose ceremony being kind of a scramble. And like, if someone's chosen who she wanted to pick, like friendship roses do get given out.
Sure.
When April gives Jonathan her rose, Kat Izzo makes a wide mouth aperture face play at this crossover event, which was my
face play of the game.
Everyone talks about how it's Cougar. April's address is Cougar Town, USA. Andrew says 25 years, calling back Jonathan's secret. I love this.
We still got 20 minutes left of the show. And I'm like, what are we going to watch now? The narrative conclusion of all Bachelor product should, in my opinion, always be the rose ceremony. You have shown us everything. Here's how it ends. And now reset for next week. Instead, we get 20 more minutes that starts with Kat and Dale back in their argument. She goes, I was going to give you the rose if you promised to never say dead it again. That's an olive branch. She's saying, let's put this to bed, make a joke of it. And he's like, that's not funny. Whoa. Holy shit.
What the hell?
Yeah. He's like, the timing wasn't good. And she's like, yeah, there's no good timing in fucking paradise, dude. That's the whole point of this. Yeah. And he's like, I felt what we had done up to that point, what I said and did didn't matter. And she's like, I was just expressing my feelings. They just keep arguing. They both agree to go to bed and stop talking. And he tells her they come from different backgrounds. So again, it's this pure fucking ego play that he's making.
Classism thing or something.
It's so weird. It's so weird. It's like, you come from a background, I guess, where people just talk about their feelings if they wish.
Yeah.
I
don't appreciate all the feelings to come before. And then I believe he says stupid ass conversation as he's walking off. Oh God.
Well, he does say, I'm conscious about things around me and I try to have private and protective conversations about my relationship. It's like, you're on fucking reality TV in a
There's not
dating
private
show.
Conversations.
What are you talking about? His like, to me, he really put on display. He doesn't understand this shit at all. And he's a very bad player, which is shocking to me. But I guess it's, whatever. We're learning now. Dale Moss is a terrible player.
Terrible. Here's where April does the STCO for Kat. She calls him stubborn, doesn't want to be with that man who freaks me out. Next portion, day 9 of Paradise. Another day in Paradise. Jess and Spencer still kissing. One-on-one between Fima and Gary. Fima says, I was going to give you the rose.
Yeah.
And we see Natasha worried about Gary and Fima flirting.
Yeah, his energy has fallen flat. She says in an ITM he's avoiding her now. And we see Gary and Fima are basically saying, like, we're probably going to give this a go in the next episode. Although he does get some Fool music in his ITM about liking Fima and making a play. Or sorry, that's Kim. Kim gets the circus music, Captain Kim, about liking Fima, making the play for her. He pulls her for this one-on-one time and he reads her a poem he wrote. The lady with the rose. I stood there with the other men, the women on my right, wondering what might happen on this hot and humid night. The one thing I was pretty sure, a rose I would not get. I stood there planning how I'd say goodbye to those I'd met. There are no expectations. Except just to have fun until something changes. This lady is my number one. Captain Kim reads this from a composition notebook. This is early 2000s era Eddie Vedder, who was famous for taking his little notebook of poems on stage at Pearl Jam concerts. And I need that fucking notebook. I need Captain Kim's Eddie Vedder notebook. If anybody has a line on Captain Kim's Eddie Vedder notebook, please, I want Captain Kim's Eddie Vedder notebook.
I feel like he's like, played the hits. People liked my poem song in the first season. I'm going to go with that. And Fima tries to be like, okay, well, let's start as friends.
Yeah.
We then get 2 new entries. Leia and Nancy. Nancy will be entering for the Goldens. And they get 2 more date cards. And DLP says there's going to be more arrivals.
We get this little moment in portion 10 where Leah is telling the other women, she's into personalities. She gets the lay of the land with the various couples. When she learns that April gave her rose to Jonathan, Leah delivers a cat claw tongue trill complete with scrunch face. That was my
face play of the game.
It was kind of a like this, but she goes or something like that. I loved it. fucking loved it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Leah can play a little bit. I think she's going to do some shit. She got fucked by
she's
showing
getting
up this late.
hosed.
But,
yeah, as she said, she can pick from 2 guys.
Yeah.
I did not like where Kathy ITMs that Nancy can wear a string bikini. We're still putting body shaming in the show. Like, everyone can wear a string bikini. We see one-on-one time between Keith and Nancy. And Keith, who loved level 1 Kathy in this episode, says, I'm options open. Kathy is friend zone status.
Here,
Girl dad, what are we doing?
fuck girl dad. You're a player on Bachelor in Paradise. There is never a time ever, in my opinion, you should ever say that player's just a friend. You should never put anyone in a friend zone on Paradise because you don't know where you're going to have to get a rose from.
No.
All these relationships are lies anyway. Like, just fucking pretend. That's what the show is. You know, I just don't understand it. But I will say this. The Goldens, I think, don't play the game. Like, say what you will about it. They are for TRR. He really is just like, fuck it, she's a friend.
He's trying to all eggs Nancy. He's trying to give her everything he's got in terms of, you are my queen.
Exactly. But the good player here would recognize, I need to stay on this show, which means I got to go wherever the rose is, which means you can't fucking cut people off. That thing that Captain Kim did with April, saying I don't see a romantic relationship. I was just like, this dude is a fucking bozo. I can't believe it.
I mean, it is a 4TRR play, I guess.
For sure. Just a
so
bad
just be
one.
like, this is the only person I'm actually interested in.
We see Leah pull Sean, Jill, ITM's annoyance, and he tells her he's open to a date. She's glad he's there. Nancy and Gary get their one-on-one time. He says he went on a date with Leslie, and there are surprises for both of them. Faith then enters riding a horse with no hands. She's just fucking riding down the beach. The grandest of grand entrances. And
I love this.
Yeah, the final shot of the episode is Faith's horse's ass. And then we see next week on BIP, chemistry tests, animal attraction, birds of paradise, where they have to dress up like birds. It's kind of a Love Island light type deal where they're going to make them all make out and shit.
I
Looks
do
like somebody,
the tots that are going to come.
Yeah. We're going to get some more Wells jokes next week. We see Kat and Dale are still fighting. Brian snaps at Parisa. A new younger player comes in. Somebody tears. Somebody new. Dale hits it off in a deep way. Kat wonders if she's in the Twilight Zone. She accuses him of playing a game. Jonathan's accused of sabotage. Kat is going home. Later this season, DLP explains everything's going to change, and this is when it does. Moving forward, no new arrivals. All exercises are relationship tests. Secret rendezvous. There's going to be winners and losers who have no roses. The strongest and most deserving couples are faced with a life-changing opportunity, the possibility of winning $500,000. It's like Bachelor Pad taken to a whole new level, they say. We see some knives and sand. The money could corrupt things. Brian wants to cook someone. He outs Jeremy to Bailey. She tears, wants to go home. And we get this tag with Swartz asking the younger players about floppy disks, the Dewey Decimal System, and VHS cassettes. And who was alive for black and white TV. I think about that sometimes with my parents. Like, my dad saw the invention of color television. It's fucking wild.
I feel like my dad did too. He says he saw like the Wizard of Oz, he saw in black and white and didn't know it was in color until, but that might have been just my grandparents' old TV or something.
Right. Yeah, who knows?
I don't know what year that was.
But this $500,000 thing gets brought up here in the little thing for next week. And I'm like, this is where it starts to be a real mess. There is no formalized format of Bachelor in Paradise. That's what we're starting to realize here. The beginning is just like, okay, throw a bunch of them out there, bring some people in. It's kind of like normal Paradise. Now there's Goldens. Now nobody new comes in, and we're going to do these challenges where you might be able to be kicked off. Now somebody might win $500,000. It seems like 3 shows pressed into one, and they didn't know which one to go with.
It's chaos.
Yeah, this is not good. In my opinion. It
doesn't know what show it is. And like, I get trying to copy Love Island. Like, they do this where it's like, okay, this is going to happen and just accept it. This is part of the game. But it all kind of follows one overall like structure, and there's nothing too different. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a disaster, but whatever. I enjoyed this episode.
I did too. Who was your MVP?
Very much enjoyed the Goldens. For my play of the game, for her face play, for her top play, for her glitter play, for her age gap play. April was my MVP.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
Every moment she's on screen, she is shining to me. I did think Gary had a really good game as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Goldens are just, I love seeing them on sand. They are making things very interesting.
I agree. Without them, the show would be deaded. And because of that, Dale Moss was my, just kidding. Gary was my MVP. From the second he showed up, calling it Gary Dice, to he's got multiple players trying to give him roses, to giving good advice to Dale Moss. He was basically, I thought, the star of this episode, rightfully so. The only thing that I lament is, why are you bringing him in late?
I don't know. And I was like, wait, Gary wasn't here from the beginning.
Yeah.
He and FEMA are who they trudged out to give that announcement.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe it's a scheduling thing, but I'm like, he also like made a good play of like picking FEMA, you know, she's a star. Like he's electric whenever he's on camera as well.
But it's not a scheduling thing. All those players are there the whole time. They're just in the hotel. They don't maybe they do this every once in a while. If somebody is like a Becca Kufrin that like, I have a special schedule, fine. And you're like a huge player. But Gary knew he was coming to Paradise like you said, they brought him out after the final rose. He was well aware. Right. It wasn't like, oh shit, I need to come in middle of the show. He's there. He's just the fucking, they're dicking around with it.
I have no idea why they did this.
I don't either. Look, like I said, I think there are promising things about how Scott Teddy is doing this, but there are also, I'm starting to have some pink flags turn to red at this point.
Oh,
yeah, about his qualifications, his capability of stewarding this franchise. Unfortunately, I do think this season of Paradise, like he's put in an impossible situation, and I don't know how many of these things are like ABC and Warner Brothers forcing him to do them against his will. I'm hoping that's the case, because this shit is bad. But
it's giving too many cooks in the kitchen.
Absolutely that. Yes. Even that thing with April with her little Cupid bow and arrow. I'm like, they did something else. She has that from some other thing they did that they just cut out of the show. Some challenge, some date. Know. She's not just fucking walking around with that bow and arrow. She didn't pack that in her fucking suitcase.
Maybe she did. She's fun.
They gave her that. It was some little thing that they did that we just never got any context for. All that said, it's like Bachelor is different. I do feel like that format is more exact. It's harder to fuck with. So maybe he'll be okay. I don't know. I don't know where we are as a franchise anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying my best. Nobody listening to me.
We're trying. We have made many episodes that are trying to save the franchise, and I don't know. Overall, though, even though it's chaotic, it does give me hope for the Bachelor season.
Yeah,
and I think like it is hopefully just a symptom of like coming in late, not knowing who anybody is, like throwing some shit at the wall. But I'm nervous.
I am too.
I'm nervous, and you have Alex Cooper doing Mary Harry shit. Like,
yeah. Well, the Bachelor kind of thing is now like Bachelor in Paradise is being done 1,000,000 times better on Love Island.
Yeah. Bachelor
now, that format of like a 30 people dating one person kind of format, nobody else is really doing that exactly. She's going to with the Harry Jowsey show. I imagine that will be way bigger than Bachelor.
Coming for it.
Yeah.
For real.
And I think she will come for it in a significant way. And I think she will start casting Bachelor players as the leads that we all wanted to see that Bachelor couldn't make happen or wouldn't make happen. Like she'll
probably do a bi season too. She's going to do all the things that should be done.
Correct. Yeah. She's just saying, you can't copyright 30 people dating one people. Fuck off. Watch me do it way better. And I'm going to watch everything she does. I feel like there will be for me, I'm kind of pre-mourning the Bachelor franchise, but I'm looking at it as it's almost a transformation. It's not dying. It's just moving
evolving
here, and somebody else is
not in its
making
final form. It's just a different production company working on it now, and it's just called something else, but it's just entering a new form.
No, exactly. But that same thing of like one person dating multiple people, game of attrition style thing. I don't know what she has in store in terms of like, are there going to be challenges, or are there going to be little bells and whistles that Bachelor doesn't have, little alterations? Maybe. And fine, I'm willing to go on that ride. But I think that format of one person dating many people will never die. Somebody's going to be doing it here or there. It just may not be on ABC, made by NZK Productions and Warner Brothers.
But maybe it will.
It at least will for this Bachelor season 30. And like I said, Scott Teddy, get ready, because you're gonna have players, my boy. You're gonna have some people who can give you some real good shit. All you got to do is produce it properly, which just means stand back and let them do what they're gonna do. Because you're gonna have some real fucking superstars on the season.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, me either.
Scott Teddy, please don't dead it.
Yeah,
please don't dead the franchise.
Please.
Well, I look forward to that. We are going to have another episode this week. It will probably be an interview. That we will be going through the end of Love Island. We have not talked about that. And all of these new changes that are going on in our beloved franchise.
The Alice Cooper show, we didn't even talk about. You saw this news, I bet. One Nicholas Joseph Vial and one Natalie Joy are going to be co-hosting a Netflix show about age gap dating called The Age of Romance or something. Age of Attraction.
Shocking to me that he would be calling direct attention to this thing that he has seemed so embarrassed about. And by the way, I caught up on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion.
Oh, yeah. I watched some of his clips.
He's got some work to do on his dark lording. I'll just say that. 75% of his lines are off base. 75%.
Look,
he's not saying any of those words in that room.
Let me just say my piece on this, okay?
Okay.
It's a Netflix show, right? That he's hosting?
No, Hulu.
Oh, is it Hulu?
I don't know the age gap show.
Hang on a minute. I'm almost positive it's on Netflix. In either case, let me just see real quick. What is it called? I'm going to say Nick Vial.
They should just call it age gap.
No, that's too that's too on the nose. It's Netflix.
What's it called?
Nick Vial and his wife Natalie Joy will be hosting a new Netflix dating series titled Age of Attraction. It's Netflix. So calling attention to it, this motherfucker's about to host a Netflix show now. If it does well, he's the new Nick Lachey. He's going to be printing money. I don't think he gives a fuck about calling attention to it.
19-year-olds the rest of his life.
He's married. I'm just saying, like, in the long argument that we have had on the course of this podcast about who's the greatest player of all time, taking into account what they did in the game, taking into account what they did after the game, this motherfucker's about to host a Netflix dating show.
KB's about to host a dating show too.
Is she?
Yeah, with Colton. About
Virgin Island. That's a Hulu show. Yeah, Hulu ain't bad. It ain't Netflix. Anyways, thank you for joining us. We will be back on Friday with whatever that episode's going to be, either an interview or a twibbin, but certainly talking about all these issues. We are in very interesting territory with reality dating formats right now. So much is happening. There's explosive growth. There is bitter decay in our favorite franchise as well. But we will be covering it all for you. Please join us.
Praise be Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.